very good sounding. Again, guys, $200 for this is crazy good. It's honestly crazy good. I'm very happy with this build. I'm genuinely very happy. It sounds very good. The typing feel on this keyboard is what I would say what I kind of like, is because it is, yeah, it's a little bit firm. It's more of a firm one, maybe because I'm using one of the tighter O-rings. So maybe if I use the, you know, a little bit more loose O-ring, then probably I'll get something a little bit softer. But I really like this firm but soft typing feel. So when you press down, it's not flexing overly too much, but when you type on it, it's still very soft. I think the build quality is much better here than the Becanico 65. It just looks so much better, so much more expensive looking, you know? This kind of looks like an expensive keyboard, even though it's more of like in the budget to mid. Yeah, it looks more refined, true. Yeah, sound is clean. Very nice sounding keyboard. Yeah, very nice. Looks very nice. Price point is also a W. The FR4 plate sounds good and relatively nice. If I was to put an alu plate, I think it would be a little bit more pingy, but the FR4 plate is good. Yeah, overall case is very nice, very nicely done. I really love the case. The quality of the case is super good. And in terms of the deal for this keyboard, it's very good. Build quality is a W. Is it comparable to the Tiger 80 Lite? Again, I do not really want to compare Tiger 80 Lite to this keyboard, because Tiger 80 Lite is more of a cheat code, really, the Tiger 80 Lite, because it uses tape mod, PE foam, and everything else, right, to sound good, essentially. So that keyboard, we'll leave it as is, but as for a keyboard that does not use any foams, it doesn't use any foams, doesn't use any dampening materials, I'm very shocked that it actually sounds very good for its price point. No, it does not use any PCB. No foams. Absolutely zero foams. No PCB foam. No nothing foams. So yeah, it sounds this good for a keyboard like this. $50 for the shipping. I would recommend and encourage people to do a group buy, for example, for this keyboard. If you are not from the US, for example, I think it would be better to do a group buy together to buy it for a cheaper price point. No Indonesia vendor. I'll talk to some vendors. I'll talk to some vendors in here if they want to bring this in. I'll update on my Discord server, of course, but yeah, if any vendors are in here in the chat right now from Indo, kalau mau masukin sequence nih, kayaknya bagus nih, lumayan. Just test it right now. Yeah. Well, it is from San Francisco, California, so it is relatively expensive. That is sometimes the annoying thing about this hobby is that shipping costs are still expensive. Yes, the O-ring mounts are similar to Tomo O-rings. They're exactly the same thing. But I would strongly recommend this keyboard. It is pretty good, not because Parallel sent this to me, but it's generally pretty good. I'm genuinely surprised by how good this keyboard is. How SOTC feel? Okay, let's talk about SOTC for a while, because we also have to review the SOTC switches. The SOTCs are relatively pretty nice sounding. They have a louder, drier sound compared to, I think it's because of the LY stem. So the sound is a little bit more dry. I would say you can use this stock, but I would just say lube the springs only. Can you try other switch as a comparison? It's not hot swap, so I can't really do. Yeah, this is a little bit drier. Do I have a... Do you pay for customs for items sent to you to be reviewed? Yes, I do pay customs. I do pay customs, guys. I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes. So yeah, like Affluent Blue Sky is more high pitch. SOTC is a bit drier sounding, so I think it's because of the stem that kind of makes it a little bit more. The stem makes it a little bit more dry sounding, but I actually don't mind it. I think SOTCs are better built for keyboards that have a clackier sound profile. So if you have like a keyboard like this, which is a gummy O-ring, and it's a more of a higher pitch keyboard, SOTCs fit in well. But I don't think SOTCs fit too well with keyboards that are deep sounding and a lot of foamy, because I think the drier sound makes it a little bit nicer to hear for non-foamy keyboards. It's like a characteristic. It's like how Cherry MX has that scratchy sound, right? Cherry MX has that signature scratchy sound. SOTC has the signature dry sound. So I don't really want to lose that dry sound if I put it on a foamy keyboard. But yeah, it feels nice. Spring is nice. Some of the SOTCs I do feel are a little bit some of them might be a little bit sluggish, so springs sometimes might be inconsistent, I believe, but they do need to be spring lubed. It's genuinely pretty smooth, so yeah, it's a pretty good switch. Is this top 5? I wouldn't say it goes in my top 5 for linears. I still think Affluent Blue Sky is the better choice, because this is the Affluent Blue Sky is purely a switch that you don't have to open up because it's already perfect. This one you still do need to lube the springs. Yeah, I pay for my taxes. I don't do tax evasion, guys. Like I can honestly say I paid this amount for the sequence. I paid for the